card gets reloaded monthly with $6,400 health credits, and you'll have so much leftover cash for rent.
Y'all notice they even got celebrities doing it. I seen Rick Ross do one. I seen somebody else who I almost partially liked and no longer like them. They've been pushing this real hard. Most of the commercials I see on YouTube are these. Anybody with half a sense know not to mess with this. Especially after so many of y'all got caught up with the PPP loans, but I'm having some red muscadines, y'all. But yeah, this is crazy that they keep pushing this. Like, the government never wants to help you. So why? Anywho, past the commercial. So let me holler at y'all for a second. I just came across lacrosse videos. He made one 6 days ago, and he made one a day ago. This may sound familiar to some of you, ladies. Listen up.
All right, so look, I'm coming to y'all for some advice and some prayer at the same time for my wife. This is not clickbait. We have recently figured out that since my wife was a child, the first time she experienced that time of the month for her was also the first time that she ever had.
If y'all don't know anything about this guy or his channel, this is LaGuardia Cross, 600K subscribers, and I started watching him years ago. He's kind of like a belief in fatherhood. He had his first daughter, and he started, doing videos. Blew up. They had a second child. Now his wife Leah has been dealing with severe depression that comes and goes. And they eventually started being public about it, because she's had to, it's been hard. And there's something that's causing this stuff, right? It happens to a lot of people, especially women. There's a number of things that cause this, though.
Thoughts of not wanting to be here. And so that is a core component of other traumatic events that have happened in her life, but that is like a core undercurrent of what's been following her throughout her time on this planet. And
so in case I mess you guys up, what he's saying is ever since she ever first started having her cycle, when it begins, that's when you have your period. See how you align up with the moon, the new moon or full moon. But the day you have your period is the first day of your cycle. And he's saying ever since she's ever had it, she's been suffering severe depression, even to the point of not wanting to be here. She is not alone.
Oh, we're trying to get down to the bottom of it. Her doctor says that blood work does not show anything. We've researched stuff on PMDD. Leah has done synthetic medications. She's done natural supplements. There's a variety of things that we've tried, but my question to you all, since the majority of this channel is women.
I'm not going to start speaking on this to give options and solutions, because, I can go all day with that. But, just listen.
Is what are we missing? Is there anything we're missing out on? There's something recently that she read to where the body, through inflammation, could have an allergic reaction to a woman's natural cycle. Could that play a part in it? I don't know. But what I know for right now is with the supplements that she takes, she can go into a month and be in a good spot. But the thing is, when the monthly cycle comes, even before it comes, it starts affecting her and bringing her down without warning, without trigger. It doesn't matter. Everything around her could be going good, but it's this internal mood shift that will drop everything down. We're trying to get to the bottom of it. I had a different video in mind to put out tonight.
And that's not good. Y'all having this debate. I just seen it online. People still having it about God being a man or a woman. Listen, you don't want to hear my opinion.
But I'm thinking about my wife. I'm walking outside. I'm thinking. I'm praying. We want to get to the core of a solution. And again, there's a lot of females out here. And there's a lot of you who have dealt with mental health issues. Now, In a general scope, we know that food can be a part of what can help things. Yeah, diet and exercise and natural remedies and supplements, all that is cool. What I want to know is, how do we get to the bottom of what is shifting inside of her body? If she removes the organs in her body that causes her to have a monthly cycle, that means she would go into menopause, and that could come with a whole nother host of fluctuating issues on the inside. But that has been an option that's been floated around. We're looking at options. Most recently, the idea of inflammation in the body having an allergic reaction to a monthly cycle. Like we read up on stuff that was saying like Claritin, like stuff that you would take for an allergy, like an antihistamine could be able to help deal with what happens around.
It sounds crazy, but I never heard someone put the experience in context like that. Along with everything else, to hear him say you're having an allergic reaction to it, it's quite accurate. When everything you're going through feels like you're dying, and then you start to feel like you want to die, because why in the hell should you have to, and why do you? And how long? How many years? Every month? Women have been forced to deal with this for too long. Supposed to accept it as normal. Part of the process, part of the price. None of that. Dang. So we was on pause, y'all. Okay.
Incredibly heartbreaking and amazing at the same time that there are so many women out there dealing with things similar to my wife. I made a whole collection of the things that you all have suggested to me. I have a category of things we've already tried, natural supplements, different treatments that we haven't considered, what underlying conditions could possibly be there, doctors and specialists to reach out to, spiritual suggestions, everything. I'm trying to look at this from every single angle, and you all have been so helpful in doing that. Based upon the recommendations and everything I read in the comments so far, because there's things I haven't got a chance to read, the partial hysterectomy seems to be the last resort if we have to do that. And partial because it won't bring on menopause, because we know menopause again.
So, everything that I said when I was on pause, I don't feel like repeating, ain't gonna lie. But he does talk about wanting to open up a community. I think it should, concerning this issue. I think it should. I also think he should contact Yaki Awaken. But I spoke on some things. I don't feel like repeating myself. Let's get to another video. Now, what she's about to touch on, if you think that I think that this is the total issue, not at all. Not at all.
This morning I just woke up and it just came on me very strongly, and I was trying to get ready to go for a walk. I thought I'm going to go for a walk and I'm going to try to figure out what's happening for me. And then before I got there, I went on something anyway. I got this verse, and I'm going to read it to you because I think that it will shed some light on some things for some people, I think. Okay. So I've managed to compose myself, and now I'm going to read what I have read this morning that upset me to that extent. So here it is.
I wish another person reposted this, and you could see a couple of people have. I wish I knew who the original was so I could get her credit, but people like to repost things without giving credit. That's so crazy. So crazy.
We will keep their lives short and their minds weak while pretending to do the opposite. We will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways so that they never see what is happening. We will use soft metals, aging accelerators and sedatives in food and water as well as in the air. They will be covered in poisons wherever they turn. The soft metals will make them lose their minds.
Stuff I've been talking about for years, which has got me pretty much blacklisted on social media from the beginning, including these chips that they're about to put in everybody. And some people are even doing it voluntarily already, but y'all know this. But y'all been warned about this a long time ago. Again, do I think this is the entire problem? No, but I think it might be the root. I think if we were left to be able to live as we should have in the beginning, whatever we come against, that because the battles are just meant to happen, we would have known what it was, known what to do about it, and did it as it comes along. We're not in that position anymore. We've been lied to, deceived, and preyed upon since the beginning. Since people decided they wanted to conquer and rule. And a lot of people do not want to believe what we're truly facing. And that's sad, because a lot of people are suffering and going through things that they're not supposed to be going through. And you're never ever going to be able to fix your issues until you get a hardcore cell cleansing, which takes time and a lot of strength and determination, fails and restarts. But like Dr. Saber say, you cannot begin to treat anything unless you cleanse. There are so many reasons why.
We will promise to find a cure from our many funds, and yet we will give them more poison. Chemical poisons will be absorbed through the skin of idiots who believe that certain hygiene and beauty products presented by great actors and musicians will be eternal youth to their faces and bodies, and through their thirsty and hungry mouths we will destroy their minds and systems of internal organs, reproduction. However, their children...
Now, this woman found this information somewhere, and it shook her to her core. What she is reading is The Secret Covenant by John D. Rockefeller. If there's people watching who want to say, oh, this is a lie, this is made up, first of all, you can do your research. Secondly, you can go away. Okay? I don't care what you choose to believe. I don't care, because to me, it's insane if people still run around here using the phrase conspiracy theory. That should be thrown out the window. They tried to make it seem like people are full of conspiracy theories and they're crazy and don't believe them and don't listen and all that. We have seen and experienced enough to know that that's not true. Right? But there's still a lot of people who think like that. Good for you. Go away. I don't care. I really don't care, because I know for a fact and then some that this is and has been their practices for a long time. Right? But there's one more thing that we need to start having more discussions about. Now, in certain areas, we do. We do. Why? Because we acknowledge, experience, and deal with. But for the most part, people still seem to be in naivete and oblivious about this situation. But we're going to get to that in a minute.
And will be born as disabled and deformed, and we will hide this information. The poisons will be hidden in everything around them, in what they drink, eat, breathe, and wear. We have to be ingenious in distributing the poisons because they can see far. We'll teach them that poisons are good, with funny pictures and musical tones on TV. Those who are looking for them will be helpful. We will enroll them to push our poisons.
And y'all do it all the time. Y'all happily consume things that you know are bad for your body. Over time, people have just been changed. Their whole molecular structure, DNA, have been changed to a point where you not only like, excuse me, you not only like things that are bad for you, you actually want them, prefer them, and enjoy them very much. However, these days it's not really anything that you can eat and feel like it's safe or it's good for you. Things have been modified so much, and we've allowed it to where things that used to carry nutrition or carry something as good for your natural body as is, or feed your body as is, they took all that out. They literally have changed the DNA of foods. Literally. And for some reason, the most of you have found a way in your head to be okay with that. To not really want to protest against that. To say, well, it ain't going to harm us if they feel like it's a better way to go, it's a better way to go. While simultaneously getting rid of farms. Simultaneously making it hard, if not even illegal, for people to grow their own food and catch their own water. Changing the structure of the seeds themselves to where they are no longer that thing what we think they are, but they are an imitation of that thing that we think it is, along with poisons and other things. Literally manufacturing meat using different things from and to include humans. I ain't even gonna say flesh and tissue because it's different parts, but it's human. Selling it to you. A lot of people have accepted it. People used to make jokes about the Chinese restaurants and what they're serving this, they serving that, but the joke is really on you because most of the shit y'all eat is not what you have told yourself in your head that it was. That's one reason why I always said in going meatless or going vegan or vegetarian, I do not require or desire something that is an imitation of what that was I once ate. Let's say you don't eat meat no more and you want a fake burger, whether it's made of manufactured meat, which the Beyond Burger, all this stuff, they make the fake heme, aka blood. They make the fake this, the fake that, and engineer it. And it has a lot more things that are harmful for you than probably the actual meat in its natural state. And a lot of people flock to it and be like, yeah, I'm going to eat this fake ass burger so I can pretend like I'm eating the actual thing, which is I'm saying I don't want anymore because I think it's bad for me or bad for the environment. Huh? Make that make sense. You telling your subconscious you eating a burger, guess what? You eating a burger, but you're also eating a burger that is full of shit that is literally going to change. What does food do? Gives your body fuel and information. If that food does not give your body the fuel and information that it is supposed to have, eventually you're like a computer. You're going to start, R2D2 in your ass on another route to be in whatever to be that thing.
They will see that our products are used in film and they will get used to them, and they will never know their true effect. When they give birth, we will inject poisons into the blood of their children and convince them that we are helping them. We will start earlier when their minds are young, and we will target their children with what children love most, sweet things.
If y'all cannot find this information yourself, I even have this in some of my books in my book collection, extensive book collection. Then y'all need to find it and you need to really listen to it or read it yourself. Okay, as many times as you need so you could truly understand that whatever you've allowed yourself to be convinced of, to believe, or for other people to tell you to make you feel comfy and safe in your existence is wrong, and it's just not, it does not exist. Okay, it doesn't exist. You are not safe. You never was safe. There was a plot against you all along, and you're just sending yourself to damnation if you're actually gonna believe it. Anytime someone says, well, they gotta give my baby this shot because it's good for them, it's for their best interest and they know what's going on, you should not come into this world needing nobody to shoot your ass up with some chemicals. What's wrong with y'all? What are you supposed to be protecting me from? Because if it's from the world, if it's from the earth, if it's from people, then y'all doing something wrong. If you've got this planet that we're on in such a dangerous state that as I am born, I need you to shoot me up. How can y'all not think that's actually bad for the baby? That's mind-blowing to me. Mind-blowing. Y'all talk about is God a man or a woman? No, these motherfuckers is your God. You don't play with me. This is who your God is. You can't tell me different.
When teeth decay, we will fill them with metals that kill their minds and steal their future. And when their ability to learn has been affected, we'll create more drugs that will make them sicker and cause them other illnesses, for which we will create even more drugs.
Ain't that how it goes?
We will make them docile and weak before us by our power. They will grow depressed, slow, and obese. And when they come for us to help, we will give them more poison.
And the craziest part of this is going to be when you realize who she's talking about above all else. I'm going to say this again. Above all else. Because this is in reference to everyone, right? But above all else, just listen.
We will focus our attention on money and material goods so they never connect with their inner self. We will distract them with fornication, external pleasures, so that they are never one with the unity of all. Their minds will belong to us, and they will do as we say. And if they refuse, we will find ways to implement technologies that alters the mind in their lives. We will use fear as a weapon. We will establish their governments and we will establish opposition within them. We will own both sides. We will always hide our goal, but we will continue our plan. They will do the work for us and we will prosper from their toil.
Absolutely. I never understood why y'all even think there's a Democrat and a Republican and there actually are two different sides. I never understand why y'all fight and even sometimes kill each other over your one president over the other. That to me is insane. It's insane and you still don't get it. I remember, and that always be an example of mine, when Obama was running against Hillary and she went hard in the paint. I was flabbergasted. She went hard in the paint. As soon as he got on, she was one of the first people he called to be on her team. Listen, if that shit was real, there's no way. That woman was beyond treacherous and disrespectful. There's no way. Y'all literally believe that when they negotiate and work with other countries all the time, because it's business. They in the business of profiting and ruling over you. Profiting off of you, ruling over you. They make it seem like they're more enemies than you actually believe. They might not have the same beliefs, rule the same way, totally get along. But that's really the only time they truly have any problems is when somebody overstepped their bounds. Y'all more enemies with other countries than anybody. I just don't get it. I really don't.
Our families will never mix with theirs, and our blood, it must be pure because it is. We will make them kill each other when they oppose us. We will keep them separate from unity through dogma and religion, and we will control all aspects of their lives and tell them what to think and how. We will guide them kindly and let them believe that they are guiding themselves. We will instigate animosity among them through our factions. When a light shines among them, we will extinguish it by mockery or death, whichever suits us. We will make them tear their hearts apart and kill their own children. We will accomplish this using hatred as our ally, anger as our friend. Hatred will completely blind them, and they will never see that in their conflicts we will be their leaders. They will be killing each other. They will bathe in their own blood and kill their neighbours as long as we see that they are against us. We will benefit greatly from this, for they will not see us, for they cannot see us. We will continue to prosper from their wars and their deaths. We will repeat this until our ultimate goal is achieved. We will continue.
I like the way she's reading, and she's doing a wonderful job, and she's being very compassionate about it. And I do believe that this is her true, genuine feelings. But I also would like to say, some of you guys are very weird. I remember when Polite had that judgment, that sentencing, and the mother of the victim spoke, and she spoke, with almost a theatric-like passion. You guys were saying, oh, it's fake, it's phony. Oh, she sound like it's rehearsed, it's a speech, and you guys don't even understand what true emotions are. Or you have the thought process in your head that everyone should do exactly what you think they should do or what you feel like you would do. That's weird. You don't think that's weird? Only an artist's mind or creative mind can truly appreciate the way this woman is reading it. She's reading this exactly how it needs to be read. Do you not understand that?
Need to make them live in fear and anger, and we will give them images and sounds. We will use all tools we have to achieve this. The tools will be provided by their work, and we will make them hate themselves and their neighbours. We will always hide the divine truth from them, that we are all one. That he must never know. They must never know that colour is an illusion. They must always believe that they are not equal. And drop by drop by drop by drop, we will advance our goal. We will take over their lands and resources and wealth to exercise control over them. We will trick them into accepting laws that will steal the little freedom they have. We will set up money systems that will shut them down forever, keeping them and their children at debt. When we band them together.
This part is definitely, y'all need to play catch up with everything that she's saying, because it's been going on forever. But this part is advancing upon everyone rapidly. Okay? Rapidly. And just like you always do, you've welcomed it, you're excited about it, you partake in it. But there has never been a type of, money system ever before in life that is going to impact those the way that this upcoming ideas from them is going to. This Bible you guys revere so much was written by them. We know it, yet and still you guys have debate over it, and you exalt it all holy. Cool, that's your business. That's your business. But you cannot listen to stories like the story about what's his name? The slave that, supposedly they had him take the Bible because he could read, and I guess he was also some type of overseer, and go over there and tell the slaves because they're being rowdy and disobedient. You have to do what listen to them and do what the Bible say and obey your slave masters and all that kind of stuff. And he helped convince them for a while until eventually it started bothering him and he rebelled. I forget his name. I know I saw a movie in the theaters about it years ago. But they killed them, and these fairy tale stories that may or may not have actually taken place they're all keys to further information that you need to be processing. Because that story doesn't just relate to slaves and actual slavery, and it's in relation to everybody. How can you not put that together with everybody in real actual life outside of that particular type of slavery? I don't understand it. A lot of you will think and say, oh, we're supposed to, the Bible says, and we gotta, this is, man's law, man's land, and you have to obey, and the blah blah blah. But this is Bible and this Christianity. There's a lot of rules in there that Christians, and since the beginning of Christianity, have proven to us that they completely disregard and violate heavily, right? But then there are also things in there that justify a lot of the sinister things that they do. So, it's all on you. But if you want to accept it, go ahead. But when this money system comes up and that mark of the beast you guys talk about comes into play, then you have decisions to make, right? But we saw a great example of decisions that people will make when this last pandemic took place, which they're cranking it back up again. And you heard out your own president's mouth that this one is going to be worse than anyone before. If you think about all the depressions and pandemics that we've had in past history, y'all ain't even mentally ready for what they got cooking up for y'all. It has never been anyone's, the mass amount of people's true desire to conquer and rule and totally benefit from every person in existence. So your mind don't work like that. But that's theirs. So this is them 24 hours a day planning and plotting, and they're steps way ahead of you, and they've studied you, and they're inside of you, and they're your doctors, they're your everything, so they know how you gonna move in situations, and they simulate those, and they do this thing, and y'all done got to a place to where you're so desensitized by it. You're literally saying what you can clearly conclude has and is taking place in Maui, yet nobody is attempting to do anything about it. You will talk about some things, you will point it out, you will massively agree that we are all seeing and experiencing the same thing and it is foul, but you would do nothing about it. What are y'all gonna do about this whole pandemic play that was put up on you? That if that wasn't sick and sinister, I don't know what is. How many people took the vaccine because you believe in your government, you believe in your doctors, and when they advise you that this is your safest way, and those who ain't gonna take it are gonna be sorry, you did it. Even when you saw that they were forcing it upon people, shoving it down their throats, refusing them services, refusing them to be able to go to work, refusing them to be able to come out of your house, you still thought, but that's because it's the right thing to do and it's best for us and it's the healthiest thing we can do. I'm doing it. I gotta go to work. And you did it. Another vial of poison. No matter how many times Bill Gates and those alike stress that the world is overpopulated and something must be done about it, you guys still decide that you're going to voluntarily step up and say, I'll be one of the ones to go. Now, I'm not even going to say this is a beautiful, wonderful place to be. Knowing a lot of things that I know, that does not make it a happy-go-lucky experience. But why would you volunteer to allow someone to eliminate you before your time? Not even eliminate you before your time, but eliminate you before your time in a torturous way. You see the information, you see the numbers of people who have been lied to and deceived by this thing. How many people died? Get you in the hospital, you don't come back out during this time. There was no exit if you enter. And then your cause would be listed as having what? No matter how it was. We absolutely 100% know that this is true and this happened. We absolutely. Then they take your loved ones and bury them, so they say, and you never see them again. You don't even get to attend any type of funeral services. What was the number, if you can just try and come up with a number that this happened, of how many people this happened to? People didn't get to literally see each other for a long time. Sometimes people who lived in the same household couldn't even see each other or interact with each other. Somebody had to go, or there had to be barriers put in place where you cannot be in contact of the same environment. People were able to come to people's homes and stand outside and wave, and you couldn't be in because one person might have the vaccine, the other person don't have the vaccine. You have people right now who have perished and who are badly suffering and jacked up for life. Some even completely changed 180 degrees from the person that they were due to so many attacks and abnormalities that have come about them from taking this shit in massive numbers. Y'all know this, and you still going about your daily lives and ain't done a thing about it. You still walk around and naivete acting like you don't understand what is truly happening. Crazy to me.
We will accuse them of murder and present a different story to the world because we own all media. We will use this media to control the flow of information and their feelings in our favour. When they rise up against us, we will crush them like insects because they are less than that. They will be helpless to do anything about it. So I've spoken to quite a few.
Now, if and bless this woman, I mean, I know y'all had this time, I don't know if it's still going around, but it buzzed enough to come my way, where y'all were talking about, oh, the government's been lying, there are aliens, they've been having relationships with aliens, they've been keeping aliens, and it's been little talk about this for a long time. But now they're supposed to be having some kind of press conference or something to tell y'all what they know, what they have, what they've seen, what they've been in contact with concerning aliens. And somehow you guys find this an interesting topic, and you want to hear what the government got to say, which is weird because we all know they never tell you what you should know. They tell you what they want you to know. And that could be whether it's true or a lie. And they never give you timely information. And they're never going to truly give you information that is going to really benefit you. That is not and never was, never will be their goal. So I don't know why you're so concerned about what comes out of their mouths and what they're saying about something. And then you also choose to live in an existence to where you believe that information that has been taught to you and told to you is literally the information that is correct, when it's the information that they decided that you can have. They have since the beginning of time. They decided what the slaves can teach each other in church. They decide what curriculums can be taught in schools. And although they have completely changed the curriculums, I've tried to put out a documentary on that years ago. What are they doing to our children? And YouTube was banning me for that, striking me for that, putting me on months of time out for that, wanting me to take it down, saying it can't be played, saying it's inappropriate and all that. They do that in everything I've been trying to put up for years, which is just so telling to me. But others can put up the same type of content and it be okay and do well. Like, it's so weird to me that that's a situation. But I tried to tell y'all years ago about this, over 5-8 years ago, and now we have it in full effect 100%, that they have literally changed the curriculums in schools to where they not only hide past true events and information of what actually took place, they also teach your children things that are just not ever been normal to us. They don't have to have a gender at birth. They can decide at any time who they want to be. You, a girl or a boy. Like, you can change your gender, and we don't have to tell your mom and dad. We can give you pills to make your hormones change. We can help you get surgery. Sex education is teaching them how to be gay. And y'all are doing what about it? Parents fought as much as they could fight, but without support, how can they fight? But this is in alignment with what is going on in today's world, and y'all still do not understand. But as soon as somebody want to say something about it, you're labeled as being phobic of this and phobic of that. Well, phobic of a lot of things, but not in the ways that you guys are trying to make it seem like it is. But you literally believe their information that was told to you. And we are at a limitation because we don't have spaceships. We have forbidden areas that we can't even go to. Forbidden to us by man. Some parts of the Arctic, some close to the North Pole. It's just different. Try to travel in space. There's a lot of things we can't do. So you're reliant upon information from people who have truly been untrue and unjust to you. And I want to ask you, have our ancestors ever relied on some government to tell them what is natural, what is out there, and what it means to us, and how we communicate with it, and how it works for or against us? I don't think that they have, and they did greater than we are. They knew more than we do. I don't even believe in what their definition of an alien actually is. I actually think things like a praying mantis is an alien. You're not going to convince me it's not. I'm almost certain that a praying mantis is a freaking alien. Okay? I just feel that. But parasites, what is the definition of an alien? This is something that is plaguing us in massive numbers. And people do not still think that, or somehow think that they're exempt, when they're literally everywhere, and they're definitely in livestock that people choose to consume, including fish and shellfish. But no, you just don't believe that could have anything to do with the way people act, think, move, talk, and the problems that they suffer. They just showed you a doctor took one out of a woman's brain, alive and well. They are resilient beyond what you can possibly imagine. But they are literally here to host your body, to live off your body, to survive and colony off your body. That is their sole goal. Their sole goal, and they have so many different mechanisms to make sure that they accomplish their goals. You can see every creature in nature, they have some kind of defense mechanism. You pick up a sea cucumber and it's going to spit all white stuff all over you so you can leave it alone. You have a porcupine, it's going to put them needles in you so you leave. A skunk, they're going to spray some stink. You can name each animal. You can tell you what their defense mechanism is. A parasite will literally put things in your body to keep you from pooping. I don't care what you do, what you try. They can literally block you up, and they can literally release toxins and hormones that will keep you from pooping out, so that they can colonize and eat off of your food. When you see people with big ass bellies, how the hell do you think that happens? You explain it to me. Make it make sense with all you know and everything that I know. And tell me, if you're telling me anything else, which some of that is true, but it's as a result of what I'm saying, you're not winning. Especially when I know you just speculating or just going off what somebody told you. You're not winning. When people have different kind of issues going on, some of that be important vitamin and mineral deficiencies, which generally is caused by them suckers blocking it, absorbing it themselves, turning it into Superman themselves, and you not getting it. And not only that, they're eating off of you. They're releasing shit in you to make you go do what they want, get what they want. Eat that shit, cause I want it. Y'all. Hold on. Okay, so this is this is just an easy way I can get you guys started on some real information, right? Mr. Rogers Hood on TikTok is some just a TikToker you want to follow. Now, there is also a total group to this. There are many groups concerning this information, and if you go in the groups, if you're ready, after going through some of these videos, then you find out in these groups that these are not only real, they're real experiences by real humans. These things do control and take over your life. They do cause all kind of diseases. They even have such ones that's called liver flukes, that will do what? What's the name of it? Liver flukes, right? You have some that will eat your blood. Okay. And I mean, there's just different kinds. They exist. They're on and in a lot of things, but mainly food. And you'd be surprised that the healthier you eat, the more susceptible you are, because they know that's that spot. Lettuce, salad, fruits, vegetables, those type of things. So if you're even buying and consuming things and you're not going through a certain type of cleansing process with those foods, and I'm not just talking about your average, oh, I'm going to put some baking soda and some lemon, whatever y'all be doing. That's cute, but yeah. This is a big part of your problem. They know it. Okay? They know it, but they like that. That is one reason why it's super hard for you to find any of your physicians, I don't care what specialty you name, that are going to even be willing to admit to you that this is a problem, when it is a fact, 100% total fact, that everyone experiences this, especially if you have pets. And I say this again, especially if you have pets, because the biggest victim of these things are insects and animals. Okay?
Hey guys, so this is a question I get all the time. What are the most common symptoms associated with parasites? Because due to the fact that we really do not have accurate and consistent, reliable, reproducible tests to find parasites within people's bodies, and knowing everybody has parasites.
Right. So why don't they?
How do you know if you have them? So let's go through a couple of very common symptoms, because you need to know this to know what the root cause is. So number one is constipation. Parasites release an enzyme within your gut that actually slows down the motility of your gut, which means they can feed on your food longer. So constipation is a big red flag. Also just irritable bowel in general, having bloating or pain within the gut, having issues with rectal itching. So I see kids do this all the time. It is a huge red flag. In fact, the minute I see it, I know that that child has a parasite, and they're going to go home and they're going to share it with everybody. Also issues as we move up the GI into the sinuses. If you have issue with sinus congestion, that is largely parasitic in nature, and because parasites disrupt the immune system, you now become allergic to everything in the air, all the trees and bees and everything that are out there. So sinus congestion, big parasite problem. Even issues with headaches. I know a lot of times people get sinus headaches. It's all connected. Same thing with TMJ. If you have issues with clenching your jaw, TMJ problems, pain in the jaw,
grinding your teeth at night,
or grinding your teeth. If you ever watch a child sleep, I've seen a couple of our children over the years grind their teeth at night, and I know they're battling some type of parasitic issue.
Listen, these things aren't normal. Our bodies aren't supposed to be going through that. That's trauma. And a lot of times your doctor will have a diagnosis and medication ready for your ass. Do you think you're supposed to be regulated by a diagnosis and medication? You think that's how your body's supposed to operate? That don't make no sense. So you just gonna take it until what? Forever? Because that's your condition now. You just taking that on. Yeah, make it make sense. It don't make no sense. My bad. I'm supposed to.
Things like skin issues. If you've got any type of rash, itching, feeling like your skin is crawling at times, like something's on your leg or something, but you don't see it. If you have issues with eczema.
Ever heard of skin mites? No?
Psoriasis, definitely underlying parasitic risk with that. Your nails, if you have fungus, right, that's a big one, but especially
Candida, that's just another form of parasitics. The overgrowing yeast and everything that becomes Candida, that is fungal. It turns into a fungal invasion of your toes, your nails, your everything. It all derives from these suckers, man.
Issues with biting your nails. Children do this a lot as well. Parasite problem for sure. It's actually a disruption in that immune system as well.
And they're making you do, what makes you do that, man? Listen, just think about it for a second. Do you really want to have these issues? I can't stop. I don't know why I keep bite my nails. And if you really do research and find out the true reason why they want you to do that, you're going to be, listen, you ain't coming out of this not being disgusted, but you need to get disgusted so you can do something about it if you care.
But white marks on the nails, that's a zinc deficiency, but parasites love zinc. So if you have it, they're going to eat it. It's the same thing with iron. So if you're low in iron, if you're fatigued or you have anemia, parasites are one of the most common underlying issues for low iron. So make sure you're dealing with that if that's a symptom of yours. Also, things like recurring infections. This one's really, really big. If you have bacterial infections, yeast infections, and it doesn't matter if it's, as a female, a vaginal yeast infection, if it's, jock itch, if it's...
Yeah, because we know what jock itch mean, y'all. We know. We probably didn't know when we was younger, but we know what that is.
Toenail or fingernail fungus, if it's, athlete's foot, any kind of yeast, fungal, candida overgrowth issues. A lot of times what I found over the years is that people will attack the bacteria and yeast infections, but in reality, it just comes right back. Why? Because that wasn't the root cause. It's largely due to parasites within the body, because parasites disrupt the immune system and allow other infections to take over. Why? It allows parasites to evade and escape, right? They're very intelligent. Their job is to stay alive, and so they will fool you with other infections that just seem to not go away. The last thing I want to mention is huge, is sleep. If we don't sleep, we don't heal, and a lot of times people are waking up in the middle of the night, they can't get back to sleep, or they're really tired when they wake up. Critters are active at night, so when you or anyone in your family, children or other, have these types of symptoms, this is something that needs to be detoxed. And understand, if one person in the family has it, they're sharing with everyone else. So let us know your question.
And this guy, I gotta follow him because he shared good information. Let me follow him. That was good. All right, so
questions as to how you and your family can detox.
My kid. But parasite cleanses are life-changing for children.
Now, that was you missed it. There was a woman who showed that her son...
Mommy? You want some juice?
Let me see if I can read. He was nonverbal, showed some improvements when they healed his gut and detoxed and parasites came out. In these groups in Facebook, you'll also see a lot of that. You see children with issues, and you'll see parents, and you'll see in their diapers or in their stool, when they're putting them on certain protocols, they are eliminating these monsters. Because why you think they don't have them? They be everywhere, playground, all that. So yeah, a lot of your diagnoses are just shit that they made up.
Parasites make your body acidic because parasites go to the bathroom in your body. What's a parasite? A parasite is a fungus, a mold.
What Dr. Samby say? Disease cannot exist in an alkaline environment. No, your body's in 100% acidic. Alkaline. There are some parts that need to be acidic, but we understand.
A bacteria, a worm, a spirochete, everything. People just assume parasites are worms, but that's not the case.
Yeah.
A parasite can be another person in your life that's draining the energy from you and the vibrations from you.
Yeah.
Parasite is basically anything that does harm to your body. Disease is associated with parasites. Parasites make your body acidic because...
So, to Costco, and look, we have a little guy right here. We have another one right there. Another one right there. And this guy that just popped, that was not there when I bought it. And we have another thing over there. And yeah.
Salmon is one of the main things that carries them. There's a post on Facebook. I'm not even going to show y'all. But it is a bear going down the street with tons of long parasites coming out his butt. What did it eat? Salmon, right?
This is going to go back. Well, I've always paid attention to salmon, so...
Oh, well, I mean, there it is. And if you think this is crazy, then you just need to research that, because there are plenty of pictures of it. There is a photographer I follow, and he loves photographing bears. But, you know, he do all kind of animals. He go into the wildlife and stuff like that. And I think this is his video, but he has plenty himself. It's definitely a fact. Okay? But I'm not... Well, you know what? Let's just finish it. See how he looked back like... And this is a cub. Parasite got him looking for food. In the nose.
Thought it would be like this.
And then cover your mouth when you sneeze.
Right here. How does that look? Experts estimate up to 4 out of 5 people may have parasites living in their body and don't even know it. If you eat sushi, you probably have some of these cruising around in your systems. But that's why it's so important to make sure that you're going to be exposed to these things. That's the life that we're living right now. So how do you eliminate the microbes from your system? First, look at that. Tapeworms in sushi and other raw fish attached to the wall of the intestine and can lay up to 1 million eggs a day. This is a tapeworm.
You see those
right
hooks? Here. The hooks are frankly digging into your intestines.
And what am I expected to do with my life? Who am I?
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know. How would they know?
See how those things.
I know.
Those things are super thin, like a strand of hair. And if you think there aren't some that can be in your hair mimicking your hair that are thin or like this or thinner, oh gosh. I'm talking about all kinds in all places. They get in your organs, they get in your blood, they get in your brain. So there's nowhere that they can't be. Okay? I'm just saying.
Health, MS, cancer, metabolic dysfunction, heart disease, so much more. They decompose our cells faster than we can regenerate them. Certain parasites also like to feed on red blood cells, which causes anemia.
And white blood cells, ma'am. Don't forget the whites. They don't discriminate. They like them both.
Do not just live in the gut. They live in your organs, your tissues, your systems. They also can be passed in utero to a baby. They can also hijack your thoughts, your behaviors. Also not detectable in stool tests because of this enzyme that they secrete and also because of their biofilms. That's actually what happened to me.
That's how. Now you want to call something an alien? I say this is an alien. Whole alien species. I don't care what nobody say. Ain't nothing that could do some shit like this. Just it cannot be an alien.
None showed up in my stool test, and I had a ton. This is why I talk a lot about parasites, because they affect most of us. Do you know that parasites can be the root cause of autoimmunity?
And I ain't gonna lie, sometimes when you do your test and it comes back, they say, oh no, you don't have anything, it's negative. They are telling the truth compared to what they see, but they also know this, though. They know this, y'all. If we know some stuff, they know more, and they went to medical school. Get the fuck. So, yeah.